Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. Happy Wednesday, middle of the week, and it's time for another Sacred Beast deck profile. So today and tomorrow, I will be going over Uria, the Lord of Searing Flames, with the plot twist based on a viewer request that we will be using an Odion skill, which also means basically it's a new Odion deck, and if he managed to get his hands on a Sacred Beast, rather than trying to play a counterfeit Egyptian god. So, the skill we're going to choose to use today is going to start at the beginning of the duel, flipped over. And it's going to be Guardians of the Tomb. So, during the opponent's main phase, when a monster is special summoned from your spell and trap zone to your field, while you have no cards in your hand, you may now draw one card, and if you do, you may set a spell trap from the hand. This skill may only be used once per turn. So this may continually be used in order to just continually reassert your trap monsters. So, before we get into any and all of the trap monsters, let's get into the only monster card we're going to be using. And that's going to be 2 copies, Uria, Lord of Searing Flames. Now, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from the hand by sending 3 face-up traps you control to the graveyard. Now, when it says this, it says 3 face-up traps. Trap cards that are equipped, like that spike shield that we used, that is not a continuous trap. But since it would be a face-up trap, it can be used. Keep that in mind. This card then gains 1,000 attack per continuous trap in the graveyard. So it does make a distinction between summoning and power. And then one of my favorite things here is once per turn, Night Beam. So once per turn, target a set spell trap that the opponent controls. Destroy the target. Neither player can activate spell or trap cards in response to this effect's activation. So you're guaranteeing the smack. You're guaranteeing that you're going to hit it. But additionally, they can't flip that or any other card to respond. So things like Divine Wrath, not really going to be effectable here. Now, moving into the trap monsters of the deck, we are going to use 2 copies of the Embodiment of Apophis. During the main phase, special summon this as a normal monster. It is reptile, it is 16 by 18, and always considered to be a trap. So, very, very good. We need to be able to defend, so we're going to want the Quantum Cat. Now, the next 2, Quantum Cat and Swamp Mirror, we are going to run both of them at 3. And now, the marketable difference here is this is going to be a 4-star with 0 by 22. This is going to be a 4-star that's 18 by 1,000. But for both of these, we get to pick the type and the attribute and summon it as a normal monster that is also considered to be a trap using those values. So if you wanted to, technically, they could be divine beasts and you could summon them as god cards, depending on what your opponent's got cooking up. Okay? And then, the most important trap monster of the game, you're going to be able to run 1 Zoma because of the ban list. But one's still really good, guys. Next up, we need to run some spot control on our opponents. Again, Breaker and Jinzo are going to do a number on us. So, just go ahead, pull all 3 of your 3-ofs right now. Just run the trip book. Because it's not going to be too hard to play Uria. So, in that instance, Uria is going to help take care of the back row quite a bit. Get the triple Book of Moon. Additionally, 2 Galaxy Cyclones. And again, I don't use this as much as I should because, again, Night Beam to me seems to be a better option most of the time. But the way this one works is you target a set spell trap on the field, destroy. Then during the main phase, except the turn that this is sent to the discard pile, you can banish this in the graveyard, target a face-up spell trap on the field, and destroy it. So you do get both effects, but you can only use the secondary effect once per turn. And again, you can't use the same copy twice in the same turn. So again, really good spell card. And because, again, we kind of don't want to be using Night Beams. We do want to have something that's resurgible. And since the Urias are essentially walking Night Beams, this is going to help us out the most. Next up, 2 copies of Shrink. Just makes it a lot easier for our trap monsters to survive the battles. And then 2 copies of Lost Wind. Because, yeah, we have a ton of traps in this deck, true. But we also need to be able to take out monsters that are special summoned. We need to be able to overpower them. We need to take their effects away from them. Lost Wind is going to do that for us. So just real quick, guys, this is the main deck portion. So if you'd like to go ahead and either screenshot this or pause the video and make some notes real quick, I will be right back with the remainder of the deck list in just a second. And like usual, it's going to be a very generic but very powerful extra deck. And even if you don't have a way to play it, I would still always encourage you to play an extra deck. And I'll go over that another day. It really does have a reasoning. But again, these are like the 6 best right now, in my opinion. Again, had Celestial not really pulled out the Destiny and Dragoon, probably Ryu Senshi would be sitting in this spot. But for right now, these are like the 6 best. Generically play them. Moving into the side deck, though, we're going to use a single copy of Dahlgren, the Mad Flame Kaiju, because, again, sometimes you can't beat it. So, again, it's not like a hard necessity card. But, again, with the Lost Winds in the deck, it is going to be a special summon card. We can shrink him back down to like 15. Plus, we have shrinks. So, it's not like I'm super worried about it. And it's got a really fun tech I do with Zoma every now and again, where I'll just run Zoma into the Dahlgren and go for game on my opponent anyway. Again, I'm going to have another Lost Wind in here. I'm going to have a couple Waking the Dragons. And I am going to play 2 Mind Crushes in here because, again, there are a ton of cards we can just call. And based on how familiar you are with your local meta or just, generically great meta decks right now anyway, Mind Crush is just such a great card in the side deck. So, real quick, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this deck profile. And if you have, do consider helping us out with a little bit of the following. Likes and comments, they help us get seen. They help more players find the channel. More casual duelists are always a good thing. And again, subscribe if we've earned it today. And then maybe you want to help us out more directly. So I will leave the Buy Me a Coffee down in the link below. But most importantly, the one favor that actually matters, guys, I want you guys to go out and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Or whatever day you happen to be watching this. Not everybody catches it the day it's released. So I do want you to enjoy the rest of your day, my friends. And I want you to take some time out, and I want you to do something that you enjoy today. But most importantly, I hope that you guys come back and check out another video another time. Tomorrow, I will be doing the casual, non-adherent to the ban list variant of this same deck. So if you guys are interested in that, stop on by again, and we'll get you sorted out. Until then, you guys have a lovely day. Can't wait to see you guys again. Later.